Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to A Better World with Adrienne. This week on the podcast for Friday Fire, I am speaking into a very important topic that's very at the front of mind for many people at the time of this recording. It is around Valentine's Day, and this idea of love and relationship and self-love is such a hype. It's such a hot topic. And I really feel inspired and honestly have a visceral call just to speak very directly into this idea of loving yourself, because people talk about, oh, you just got to love yourself. You can't love anyone else if you don't love yourself, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody talks about how to actually love yourself. And this matters for a better world because love is the bedrock of a better world. So if we don't have love within ourselves, there's no way we're going to be sharing love with others on the planet. There's no way we're going to be making an ecosystem rooted in love if the love does not exist within us already. So I am going to share very key ways to love yourself that people don't talk about, that are actually the underlying thing that helps you love you. Okay. And this is because there's, hashtag self-care, hashtag treat yourself, hashtag self-love even. And it's all gotten very, very cheapened. And it's something that really bothers me, honestly, because what happens when people do this whole self-care, treat yourself thing? Most of the time it's self-sabotage. Most of the time it's actually directly contributing to hurting yourself rather than loving yourself. What do I mean by that? Binging a bunch of food that hurts your body rather than having like a reasonable amount of something amazing. It's like hashtag treat yourself, hashtag treat yourself, avoid responsibility, hashtag self-care. Like all I do are these like relaxing activities and I never lift a finger. Like all of that is just bullshit that we get to see through, and we get to see through to the truth. So that's what I'm in the game of today on Friday Fire. And yes, I'm bringing the fire because it is Friday Fire, which, by the way, I'm not so certain if I'm going to continue Friday Fire every week. It might be once a month. It might just turn into the bonus episodes it was before. I've really been enjoying them. However, I'm also very aware of my energy as a projector. So let's dive into how to actually love yourself, how to love yourself. So I recently was kissed and held for the first time in my whole life, where I felt cherished. Okay. And the word that came to me was cherished. And I even told this person, I was like, you make me feel cherished. You make me feel cherished. And here's the thing, is that the most important part of loving yourself is cherishing yourself first. Like people talk about things that they cherish. It's like your most valuable possession, right? Well, you, my love, you, my friend, are your most valuable possession. You are the thing. You are the asset of your life. You are the only thing that is constant from the first breath of your life all the way to the day you die is you. This is the most important thing in your life. And old programming spouts this myth that, putting yourself first is selfish and blah, 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 blah. But you know what it is when you put yourself first? It is radical self-love and self-respect, which turns out are the same thing. My self-love is capped if I'm not respecting the way that I live my life. And my self-respect is capped if I'm not loving me, right? So that's all very, very, very interconnected, but I really want to bring forward the word cherish. Are you cherishing yourself? Are you taking care of yourself like your most precious item that you could ever exist? Are you honoring yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Are you acting on the messages from your soul? Like, all of this is self-love. People are like, oh, people want this inner peace. They want this, quote unquote self-love that everybody talks about. But it's not chocolates. It's not cocktails with your girlfriends. It's the relationship with you and you that's actually one of integrity. And this goes back to, my previous episode. If you haven't listened to it, the most important cleanse to start today is an integrity cleanse. And so I want to bring forward this word cherish. This episode is called How to Love Yourself. Cherish yourself. And do not allow anyone, including you, to not cherish you, to not honor you, to not worship you. And not worship in a fact that like, oh, you must bow down to me, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you get to be worshiped because your life is a moving ceremony of self-love for you first. Because you're a child of the stars. Okay. And so then there's two words that come after this for self-love. It's respect and trust. No one can truly love themselves if they don't have respect for themselves and they don't trust themselves. And this might be a radical opinion, but however, it's not an opinion, it's a knowing. It's a knowing from my own journey. Okay. So when you're seeking to expand the self-love in your life and you're on this journey of loving yourself, the secret doors that most people don't talk about are respect and trust, self-respect and self-trust. It's impossible to fully love yourself if you don't respect the way you are living your life. It's impossible to fully love yourself if you don't trust yourself. All of these things work together. So this is a very important, potent, quick episode where it really calls you into, okay, no more of this surface bullshit, man. I'm so over it. And you deserve better. We all deserve better. And a better world will be built on people who truly know how to love themselves, and not through, bubble baths, which I love a good bubble bath. I love a massage. I love a mani-pedi. You know me, I fucking love clothes. And that's an expression of loving myself, like adorning my temple and taking care of my body. But it's like, I see so many souls, they're like, hashtag self-care, hashtag self-love. But really what they're doing is coming from a place of fear and unworthiness. Like, hey, I got to do this to prove to myself that I love myself, when they don't have that love at all, because they don't have respect or trust within themselves, and they don't cherish themselves. And it starts with us, but it also is reflected in how we allow people around us to treat us. It's like, are you loving yourself if you let people mistreat you? No, you're not. Okay, so it's how you treat you and how other people treat you, which turns out are the very same thing. It's just a mirror. So I really, really hope this serves you. I really hope this gives you a grounded access point to real self-love. real self-love, y'all. And if you want to deepen into this concept with me, like this is the bedrock of everything I do with my clients, is from this place of deep, 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 ancient, potent, embodied self-love, where you cherish yourself, respect yourself, and trust yourself. Go to the links in the show notes. I have one-on-one mentorship spots. I have one-on-one sessions. Simply email me. But yeah, this is the name of the game, my love. Self-love. So this was how to love yourself. If this impacted you, please leave a review of the podcast. If you want more of this guidance from me and healing from me, take action and join one of my containers, apply, do the thing, all the links in the show notes, and go out there, be the change, be the light, be the example of what it means to really love yourself. Make a stranger smile because it charges the whole field, and that's just what we do. I love you so much. This is the stuff that matters. Go out there, love your face off. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.